The first step in our painting is laying out our outline of our image. So in the end, we're going to have our contour lines, our basic shapes that are there, and then what makes this three-dimensional is going to be the painting that we do next. First step is finding the center of your paper. So we have to measure down halfway and measure over left to right halfway to find that point. We're always going to use this as a reference image, so I'm just going to set that to the side for now. You're going to use your ruler to measure these out, and we're going to use the metal rulers. A couple of things to remember about these is we are measuring in inches, and the 1 inch line is the longest line that is on the other side of the number. So each one of these, this is your 1 inch. Half of that is going to be the next longest line that we see. So we're going to be measuring in inches, and there is one part where we'll have to look for that 1.5 inch mark. So first thing we're going to do is measure over halfway, and I'm going to kind of guess about here. It'll be close. And I'm going to measure over to 6 because our paper is 12 inches. I'm going to make a really light mark. Also going to measure up and down. So I'm going to place this ruler on that mark because I know this is 6 inches over. And measure down 6. And at the 6, I'm going to put that dot. That is the center of my paper because I've measured halfway down and halfway over. This is my center spot. That other mark I'll just get rid of. So this is going to be my axis. I'm going to have a line that goes down and across. Next, we're going to put the points that are around the edges. So we have our center point. Now I'm going to measure halfway on each side of this square and make a mark. I'm just going to rotate my paper. So on all 4 sides, you are measuring over halfway. Alright, so I've got my center point and all 4 sides then. I've measured that over. Now it's time to start drawing some of our lines. So I've got 3 points that I can connect my ruler up with so that I know my line is straight. I'm going to make sure that I can see that mark, that the ruler is right on it. And then very lightly I'm going to drag my pencil across. If you tend to be someone who's heavy-handed, it's easier to kind of move back on your pencil a little bit and drag that along the edge so that you get a really light line. Some of these we're going to erase or lighten in the end, so you do want to draw really lightly. And I'm going to go top to bottom. Alright, so now I've got my axis. Next, I'm going to put this diamond shape that's in here. So I'm going to be connecting this point on the left-hand side to the top. Hi. It's fine. And I'm going to do this on all 4 sides. Alright, so now I have the diamond shape. I have my lines that go all the way that cross and connect. Next step is going to be putting the little dimensions in here that look like this, gives it some depth, like we've got this star shape going into it. So we are going to bring a measurement out from each side, and this is going to be 1.5 inches from the center and 1.5 inches from the corner, and then we'll go in and do our connections. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to line it up from corner to corner. And I'm going to measure in 1.5 inches. And from this corner, 1.5 inches as well. Making these all the same, excuse me, will then give me that shape that's there. All right, so I've got 1.5 inches in, 1.5 inches over here. Now I'm ready to start creating those connections. So I've created this piece, which is this piece right here. So I'm going to connect from the center of this to the point in the middle. So I'm going to be connecting those on all sides. And then I'm going to do that for the one in the center too. So I've got this 1.5 inch mark that's coming out. I'm going to take my ruler and line those up. All right, and now I have all of my shapes in this upper right hand corner. So I should see those two small pieces on the side. I've got my larger triangle in the center. I've got the other one that matches on this side. And we've got these two pieces. And I'm going to continue to do that. Do that in all 4 of these. Again, bringing this out 1.5 inches on each corner and then making my connections inside.